Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Now Loading. I am your host again this week, Johnathan Paul, and I am here with Christian Mason.
Hello.
Hopefully next week, Alex will be back from his wedding/honeymoon, so he will be taking back the reins of hosting the show, and I can get back to my rightful place behind the camera and producing.
The Return of the King.
Right, Return of the King. So, this week we've got the first week of October. Gonna signal, hopefully, the turn to a whole bunch of really awesome, good releases.
Yeah, there's some good ones coming out later in October.
Right.
Yeah, some good ones now, but a lot of good ones later.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna start this week, okay? I'm gonna start with my game that's gonna come out on October 3rd.
Okay.
We're gonna have Forza 7, right? I don't know if you played, have you been a fan of the Forza games?
Normally the racing games I play involve bananas and red shells.
Awesome.
But I have played, I don't know which one was on the 360, but whichever one that was, I did play a little bit of.
Right, it was either probably Project Gotham or it was probably Forza, one of the two, I would imagine.
You know what, I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
But yeah, it was cool. It was fun.
Right, so I mean, Forza is Xbox's, that is their exclusive, that is their Gran Turismo. Okay. Right? So Gran Turismo for PlayStation, Forza for Xbox. This one's going to have 60 frames per second. It's going to be running in 4K HDR. So you can probably bet that this is going to be one of those Xbox One X games.
Yeah,
right? That'll
show
be
it
able to
off.
play, right, on the Xbox One and the Xbox One X, which will be releasing here pretty soon. So there's going to be 700 cars available to you, so it's a lot of cars.
Yeah.
And there's going to be 30 different environments, 30 different racing scenarios, and which is always, it's about on par with what we normally get with Forza games.
Yeah.
I've played a couple of the Forza games, but I have to admit, I've been more of a Gran Turismo fan than I have a Forza fan. But after looking, I played the last game that came out, and then this one, looking at this one, man, we're starting to see where Forza is really starting to get really close to Gran Turismo, because, Gran Turismo has always been like the gold standard for racing games, right? I mean, since the original Gran Turismo and then Gran Turismo 2, it's just been the gold standard. But now, man, Forza is really pushing it. In terms of the graphic quality, for sure.
Yeah.
And just gameplay. I mean, it's really solid to control.
I think they're like, they probably saw an opportunity with the Xbox One X.
Sure.
And they're like, we really can compete. Now, I mean, I'm sure they saw it as a fair competitor before, but I think now, at least from my point of view, this is when they really could step up to that plate. Right,
where they could say, hey, with this console, we can do 60 frames per second.
You should buy this instead because...
we can put out 4K HDR.
Right.
We have a console ready for that. I mean, I've been impressed with the Xbox One X. My only question is, do we need it?
Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, because we're only 4 years into the current cycle, but I can kind of see where they're going. It's kind of like the phones, right?
Right.
So every couple of years, Apple and Samsung, or every year now, it seems like every year they're putting out a new phone, like a different iteration, a different generation is coming out. And I think that's probably what we're going to start seeing with the consoles, right? So now it's, roughly about 4 years, because I know we had the Xbox S, kind of the lower
the middle.
version, right? But now with the Xbox One X, when you start releasing, and the PlayStation 4 Pro, right, when you start releasing these iterations where it's like, okay, a little bit beefier console, a little bit more graphics, a little bit better hardware, you're just going to run into a point, though, I think, if they keep doing that, where, okay, that's great, but all these games that these developers made for the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, you want them to upscale those for this console here that's like 3 times the power, or maybe 2 times the power?
Well, I think that, and then at least at this point with Forza, I don't think that is the case yet. So I don't think this, personally, I don't think this is a console seller.
Right.
It looks amazing. Right. It looks beautiful.
Right.
But the amount of people that are going to buy an Xbox One because they got to have the new Forza game is not a crazy amount.
Right. I mean, Forza's sales are solid, but I don't think they're a console seller.
Right.
I really don't. I mean, it would be great to have. So if you bought the Xbox One X, you know, and you've got a 4K TV, because remember, you got to have a 4K TV.
That's the other.
To, you know, enjoy the upgrades of the Xbox One X. Truly enjoy the upgrades of the Xbox One X. I'd buy Forza 7 for it.
Right.
You know, I would totally buy this game for it because of the 60 frames per second, the, you know, 4K HDR. I would totally do that. But the question is Forza the game that I'm going to go out and, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to spend $800 to $1,000 on buying, you know, or maybe just over $1,000 on buying a 4K, you know, OLED TV.
Right.
Right? Just so I can play Forza and get an Xbox One X. I don't think so.
No, I don't think. I feel like the whole concept of that system is ahead of its time in not the best way.
Right.
Because I don't know exactly their market or their audience.
Right.
But
well, it's
not
premium,
everyone has the 4K TV.
Right.
And it's like the amount of sales they're going to get from the people that do not only have the 4K TV, but feel like they need a new Xbox to exemplify that.
Right.
And then the amount of games, at least that I've seen for it right now, I just don't think it's there yet.
Right.
But
right. I mean,
maybe one
it's
day.
kind of like that premium, right? So if you bought the 4K TV, if you have the 4K TV, and you know, because there's going to be people out there that are going to want that kind of premium, you know, console or that premium game. But again, is that one game by itself a console? So I don't think so.
I don't.
Even though I still think, I totally think that it has gotten so close to being on par with Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
I still just don't think it's like that console that they need.
Not that huge step.
Yeah, for sure.
But
yeah. What do you got?
I got a remaster of a favorite of mine, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Plus Bowser's Minions.
Okay, so we get a little bit of DLC, kind of a...
Yeah, it's like they took the original game, which came out for the Game Boy Advance, and they have redone it, music, graphics for the, I guess the newer Mario and Luigi games. It looks like one of those now.
Right.
And they've added a entirely new game mode, which sort of tells the story, which is I cannot stress enough, a fantastic story.
Okay.
It is a great Mario story, but they show another side of the story that we never saw or even really thought about playing through the first game, from the point of the bad guys, or some of the bad guys.
Right.
There's a lot of bad guys in this game.
Right.
But it's going to have amiibo support.
Okay.
That's actually why I brought Boo here. There's going to be Boo. There's going to be a Koopa and Goomba release that come with this.
Okay.
For the Bowser's Minions specifically, and I think there's going to be some amiibo interaction with the actual game itself that wasn't there before, of course. But yeah, I mean, it's 3DS exclusive. What do you expect?
Right.
Comes out October 6th. I'm really excited.
Right.
This is one of those games I really try to get people to play, at least the original version, and hopefully this re-release will make it more accessible to people. But it's...
Well, I hadn't played it, and you showed me the trailer and the gameplay.
Yeah.
And the first thing that jumped out to me was Mario RPG.
Right, yeah.
That was like the first thing that jumped out at me when I saw it.
And in a lot of ways, it kind of took that as a basis. But before this, we had Paper Mario, which was felt very unique.
Right.
And it's in look and style of RPG.
Right.
This goes a little bit more back to the RPG roots, I feel like, than Paper Mario did.
Style.
Yeah, but it does have a lot of elements like Paper Mario. There's badges and things like that, and ways to
But it kind of got back to that kind of classic Japanese style RPG, like they had in Mario RPG.
Yeah, you can instead of having multiple fighters though, like you could in Mario RPG, it's like you just can upgrade yourself in different ways.
Okay.
There's the badges, like I said. There's a clothing system that grants certain abilities and things like that. And it's just. I keep going back to it, but it's just a really well-written story. It's funny, too.
Right.
And it's rewarding at the same time, because I remember playing through it, and I played through it again recently, and there's times where you think, the game is done and you're like, wow, that was great, and it's not. There's just more. It keeps going. It's a big game.
That's cool.
Is the other thing. There's a lot to explore. There's a lot in the story. Yeah, there's a lot to do. A lot of side quests to do.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Control-wise,
unique. Very unique. You get the overworld thing where you can switch between Mario and Luigi, solve puzzles. Each one can actually do a little something different.
Can you do can you do that on the fly? Just switch between.
I believe it's L and R. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
They can they'll get certain abilities as you go on that will solve different puzzles. A couple times you get split up and you have to solve puzzles
on your
like
own,
that
as an individual character. Okay.
But as far as the fighting goes, also unique because you control both characters at the same time. At least on the defense.
Okay.
So if an enemy is coming towards you, they'll usually have a tell, and sometimes it's really quick and you miss it, like who they're going to attack, or sometimes it's both. But to dodge, both Mario and Luigi are controlled by the A and B button, and you just have to, you can do both. Okay. You can jump and dodge or attack with a hammer at the same time.
Nice.
So you kind of got a lot going on.
Right.
But it is a lot of fun. I'm excited. I'm excited to see it new and refreshed, because I think Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, when you first start in the game, it was a remix version. The battle song, the battle theme was a remix version of the battle theme from Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga.
Okay.
So it was like a huge throwback, and people were like, man, I wish we could have this song play the whole thing.
Right.
And then here we go.
Right.
A little while later, and we got the whole game. So.
See, that's awesome.
Yeah.
No, so what's the additional part of it? So you said there's like an additional part of it.
Oh, Bowser's Minions?
Right.
It's there's a lot of sides that fight each other in this game. You got Mario.
Right.
You're in a foreign kingdom.
Okay.
It's not the Mushroom Kingdom. It's called the Bean Kingdom. So at some points they're fighting. They're against you because they think you're the bad guy. There's an evil force from the Bean Kingdom named Cackletta, and she has a assistant named Fawful, who's also pretty hilarious.
Right.
So they're fighting you, but then Bowser's also there.
Okay.
And he's fighting you.
He's like kind of out of the game at some point.
It's certain parts.
Okay.
Yeah. So everybody's coming together and just like you are the heroes, and you're trying to just tell like these guys, hey, it's okay.
Right.
We're on your side. We're trying to stop this this bad guy, and but Bowser's there making you look bad at the same time.
Okay.
But yeah, Bowser is gone for a few sections of the game. He's there, but again, you have to play to find out exactly why.
Sure.
But this Bowser's Minions is something they've added in for the remastered version, and it is going to tell the story of Bowser's Minions during these times and during just the storyline.
Okay. So it's are we going through the story again, but through their perspective, or is it just kind of like?
I believe so. I don't know if it's going to be
side stories that kind of connect to the main story.
I think it's going to be like that. I think it's going to be like you're going to see the backside of a cutscene, and it's going to be like the bad guys. The Goomba and the Koopas are like doing their own thing, and it's like, oh, that's why that happened.
Right.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be these little intercut things.
That's cool, man. Because then that adds some replay value there.
Oh yeah.
Because then you can go in and see the whole main story arc from a different perspective.
Right. Yeah. Not only can you relive it in like a just a better looking version, you also there's another story.
Right.
There's another page to the story that we didn't even know was a thing.
And the other thing cool that I thought was kind of interesting is that you were showing me the gameplay of this one too, and it seems like this is a very different style than the main game. Like, because it looked like to me you've got like a ton of characters on either side, and it almost felt like, I was telling you, it almost felt like I got like a Plants vs. Zombies kind of feel from this kind of like DLC or add-on.
Yeah, I haven't looked up the gameplay for that. I'm trying to keep it fresh. I kind of want to be surprised
so
by
go
it.
Into it.
Yeah, I want to learn it as I go, but it does look like that. It looks. I'm not sure.
Right.
I'm not sure. It might be like that.
Right.
It might be something where you add. You just kind of tell them like these Goombas will be attacking in this way, and these guys will be attacking in this way. I'm not sure.
Okay. It's going to be interesting though.
Yeah, I'm excited to find out.
Very cool.
I really am.
Okay. Cool. All right. So news.
News.
All right. We got news. So news this week. It's kind of the news already broke a couple weeks back, but we finally gotten to the point where I think we can talk about it. So the new Xbox interface is going to come out in late fall. At this point we don't have a definitive release date, but Xbox insiders have already had the chance to test out and get the beta version of the new interface. And you and I looked at the new interface.
Yeah.
What was your initial thought on the new interface?
I don't have an Xbox One.
Right.
But from what I have seen, I came into this.
Right.
It looks like they are advertising things that should have happened in the first place and things that were on the Xbox 360, which I didn't have. It looks like they're making a big deal and like, hey, we're doing some really good stuff about stuff that should have
been there from the beginning.
Right.
Right.
So I am not impressed.
Right.
Personally.
Right.
I suppose if you've been subject to a really bad menu for a long time, it's probably like, oh, finally they're doing the things they should have been doing. But I don't know why they're making a big deal out of it. They should just say, here it is.
Right.
I don't know why they're doing beta videos and pre-release notes. It's like, just make it right.
Just update it
just
and
go.
get it out to everybody.
We don't need all that.
Because it's not like everybody hasn't been asking for all this stuff.
Exactly. It's basic. It's basic stuff.
4 years.
One thing they said, I could not believe. They said, and now you can navigate left and right by using the left and right bumpers.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Neato.
Right.
That's crazy. Who would have thought of that?
The bumpers have been there forever. Why haven't we been able to use that?
Yeah.
And of course, you can still use the toggle. You can use the joystick at the same time.
But
yeah, no. So it's got my biggest thing was that, and we were talking about this with the Xbox 360. Everybody loved hitting that Xbox button and getting that quick menu to pull right.
Do what you want to do.
Xbox 360. That was perfect. That never showed up in the Xbox One until now.
Which
this update.
I did not know until today.
Right.
I just assumed that's how it worked. Because I mean, that's how it worked on Xbox. That's how it worked on PS3. How it works on PS4 in a slightly different way. But like, it seems silly that they're. It just seems
now,
silly.
4 years in, getting that quick menu back
like,
up.
why is it taking this long to do the basic steps?
Right.
But
I will say I do like the change. I like the changes that they're making.
Sure.
I think it's going to make the interface far more easier to navigate. I like the idea of customizing, panels and different sections.
Yeah, that looks
of
cool.
The menu. That's going to be awesome. You still can't really do that with the PlayStation 4 interface. I'm not sure on the Switch. I know you have the Switch.
Right.
But you are kind of saying that this interface that we're seeing here looks very similar to what you have.
It reminds me of that.
The Switch.
Yeah, we can't customize anything, but we do have the what you've been doing right now. I mean, there's no Netflix or Virtual Console or anything, but it's like
just
the
games.
So yeah, the games you've been playing lined up, and then below that, it's like your options. You can adjust, I think, brightness like right off the bat. It's just like your technical things, your games. You got 2 rows. You can go up and down and left and right.
Okay.
And I think that's kind
now.
of
Does it go right to infinity for however long for however many games?
I don't have that many games, and I actually haven't had to go.
Right.
I actually haven't even tried to go right. Okay. I've seen the boxes on my screen and I've been happy.
Yeah.
I haven't even wandered out.
That's awesome. Okay.
I should. I'll do that when I get home.
Right.
I'll let you know.
But I do like, I was telling you this, this new interface, this update. I totally agree. This is what we should have had in the beginning. But that's neither here nor there, but I do like the fact that we're kind of moving away from the Windows 10 feel.
Which everybody loved on Windows too.
Right. Because that's what we had. And it was kind of like that discussion you and I had where, I think Microsoft looked at Apple and said, wow, they've created this kind of baseline OS.
Very user-friendly.
Right, very user-friendly, very clean, and it's now you can get it from your computer to your tablet, to your phone, to your Apple TV.
Right.
It's kind of easy to integrate in all these systems, and I think Microsoft was trying to do that, especially with the Xbox One when it first released. And Windows 10, I was never a fan of the Windows 10 panels.
No,
to
it was
begin
confusing.
with.
I just wanted to go to my computer, and I had to search in the search bar my computer because I couldn't.
How do you go to programs and just open up my computer? Right.
I think it was sort of they saw the user-friendly thing, and whereas Apple had been building that one particular aspect for years, I think Windows saw it and Microsoft saw it and like, let's do that.
Oh yeah, we need to do that now.
Right now, and then we went from decent operating systems to colorful panels.
Right, and now we've got panels, and it's all touch screens, and it's all about tablets, and so on and so forth. Yeah, and then, but see, okay, that works for touch screens.
Yeah, on the tablets, it seems fine. Yeah.
Right, but when you try and take that and put that into a video game console that you're using a controller, it's not that great.
Yeah.
Right, and so no, I think this is getting back to kind of the interface that we had with the Xbox 360, especially, man, that quick menu option.
Yeah.
I mean, not having that on the console from the very beginning is just crazy.
Seems silly.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to me. Okay, cool. Is that it?
I think that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be my last week unless Alex decides not to come back from his honeymoon.
There's a second. Some people have a second honeymoon.
They might.
He might just do it in, right next to each other.
In sections, for sure. Yeah. So thanks for doing this with me, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
anytime.
Yeah. So we want to thank you for coming out. Be sure to check out more video game news on PopNerdTV.com. Also, make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all these other great places.
Yes.
And last but not least, go to the PopNerd TV store and get your now loading pillow.
Yes.
You gotta get the now loading pillow.
I mean, if you're looking at it on your phone, you gotta roll over, fall asleep on the pillow.
It's a must-have.
I think so.
Right. Cool. Well, I'm Johnathan Paul.
Christian Mason.
And we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Have a good one.
Retro Rewind. We're going back. Where are we going to?
It doesn't seem like that long ago, but it was 10 years ago. October 1st, 2007.
Okay.
Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It was the first DS Zelda game.
Okay.
And if you look at any media surrounding it, they make it very obvious that it was the first DS Zelda game.
Right.
We